Hello, and welcome to Numbing and Thriving. Today, we're going to be talking about fear. We're going to be talking about how it cripples us, how it makes us scared, and how we can overcome this. Fear is something that we all have. There is no human on this earth that isn't afraid of something. But what happens when it prevents us from achieving what we're meant to achieve? What happens when it cripples us? What happens when it stands in our way from actually being who we're meant to be? So we're going to address those things today. We're going to talk about it and we're going to find out what we can do to overcome fear. So let's go to the definition of fear. What is fear? Well, it, it can be described as an unpleasant emotion, something caused by threat or danger or pain or harm. Maybe a person feels their life is threatened in a way, and because of that, you are scared. But fear isn't always an enemy. If you think about it, fear can be an ally because on a primordial level, it has kept us as humans alive. You know, the fact that our ancestors survived is because they were able to navigate being in dangerous situation in the jungle or in a place where their life was threatened, but because of fear, they were able to survive. And we're here today because they survived. We're here today because they survived enough to procreate and have babies, and that's why we're here. Anyway, I digress. Going back to the topic of fear, it does have its advantages, and throughout the course of history, it has essentially programmed into our brains and our nervous system to give us the instincts we need to keep ourselves safe from danger. In essence, if we're in a life and death situation, for example, you're in a jungle and a lion is coming up to attack you, fear kicks in. It sends signals to your brain, and then obviously hormones are released like adrenaline, cortisol, which pumps out a surge of energy. It gives you that energy to escape from that situation. However, we are not in that jungle anymore. But fear is still such a real issue in our lives. Why is fear such a dominant factor in our lives? I think I read a saying once, I'm not sure if it's Miles Monroe or Les Brown, where it says that the graveyard is the richest place on earth because it's there you will find hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled. It's there you'll find books that were never written, songs that were never sung, inventions that was never created, cures for diseases or cures that were never discovered because people were too afraid. They were afraid to take that first step. So what are we afraid of? What are we afraid of? Is it the fear of humiliation? Is it the fear of being embarrassed? We don't want people to talk negatively about us. Is it the fear of rejection? Is it the fear of lack of acceptance? They won't accept me, so let me just stay in my corner and do what I'm doing. Is it the fear of judgment? Oh, people are going to judge me. People are going to say, oh, why is she doing this? Why is she posting this? Who does she think she is? Is it the fear of losing our social status? Is it the fear of not being in control? Hmm. One of my biggest ones was the fear of the unknown. If you're a person that likes to control things or try to find out what's going to happen next, you don't want to feel like a fish out of water. So, because of that fear of the unknown, you stay in what's safe, you stay in what's familiar. Or the fear of failure. The fear of failure has prevented a lot of people from achieving what they're meant to achieve. Now, the problem with the fear of failure is when you don't try, you've already made a choice to fail. When you don't try, you've already made a choice to fail. So, why is the fear of failure preventing us from trying? Some of these fears I've mentioned, they can feel legitimate. And I say that because literally sometimes you're having anxiety, you're having heart palpitations when you're just discussing it. The fear feels like a giant, like you're facing an opponent and it feels like they're winning. But when we should not be afraid, we should not be afraid. These opponents, these so-called giants, are not as big as we think. Fear is like a mirage whose best weapon of offense is deception. That fear of judgment you're feeling, that fear of the unknown, the fear of failure is a mirage. Of course, people are going to judge, but why should that cripple you from doing what you're meant to do? Fear always tells us the worst case scenario. It paints a picture in our minds, can paralyze us, can make us feel like we're crippled. This picture would make us feel like we can't do what we're meant to do. It's almost like fear creates this deception, and then we think we're not as strong as we are. We feel weak, we feel disabled because of fear. The truth is, we are stronger than fear. We can master fear, we can control it, we can function perfectly despite its presence. Some of the greatest already in history felt fear. Even some of the best speakers felt fear. But what do? They do what they're meant to do despite its presence in their lives. So, moms, what is it that you want to achieve that fear is preventing you from achieving? What is it? You should discover what it is and do it. Do something new. Put yourself outside of your comfort zone. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. Putting yourself outside your comfort zone is uncomfortable. You will feel exposed. You will feel scrutinized. You will feel judged. People will make opinions about you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that people won't make opinions about you because they would. That's that's how people are. That's humans. It's natural. It's nature. But should that prevent you from doing what you're meant to do? Absolutely not. Does it mean we should cower because we are afraid of people's opinion? No. Does it mean we should go through life without achieving the things that matter to us because we feel people would have an opinion? No. When I was about to start this podcast, um, and when I started posting my writing online, I felt a lot of discomfort. I felt, or people were going to look at my work and say, why is she writing? What's she talking? Why is she posting so much? And I really didn't want the spotlight on me. It sounds strange, but I'm not a person that was seeking the spotlight. So I didn't want the spotlight on me. But one of my strongest drive was that I had a message. I felt I had something I wanted to say, something I wanted to share. And I knew people would have opinions. I knew my work would be scrutinized. I knew the public would make comments. It wasn't an easy pill to swallow. But on the flip side, I also knew my writing had the ability to inspire. I knew my writing was going to encourage people. I knew my writing had the ability to entertain. So, why should the thought of people who aren't meant for me prevent me from connecting with people that are meant to connect to me. You're not going to be for everyone, and that is totally fine. I am not under the illusion that everyone would like what I post or what I do. But for those that I've been sent to, for those that would benefit from my message, why should I allow the opinion of others prevent me from sharing my gift? No. So understand that you will not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's totally fine. You need to get comfortable with the thought that you're not going to be for everyone. But for those that you're meant to be for, those that you're meant to speak to their lives, those you're meant to share your message to, those you're meant to impact in a positive way, you need to do what you're called to do because they're somehow tied to you, they're somehow linked to you. So the fact that you're not doing it is preventing them from getting inspired or it's preventing them from achieving something because we're all connected one way or the other. As moms, it's particularly difficult because we are nurturers, we're caregivers. We take our role seriously. Motherhood is awesome. It's a blessing. However, it's difficult. It's difficult and it can be draining and it can take a toll. So we have to be careful not to allow motherhood prevent us or give us a legitimate excuse not to achieve our goals. I say legitimate because it's a fact we are responsible for other people. Our children rely on us. So it's not a role that I'm taking casually, it's a role that I take seriously. However, it shouldn't prevent you from achieving what you were brought to this earth to achieve. Because before you became a mother, you were first a person, you were a woman on your own. Before you got married, before you became a mother, you had your goals, you had your dreams. So why should we allow something we love, motherhood, prevent us from still achieving our dreams? We are complex creatures. Human beings are complex. That means we're multifaceted. We have several layers. You can be a mom, you can be a wife, or you can also achieve your dreams. You can do it. You can do it. It's difficult. I'm not saying it isn't, but you can do it. What I am trying to say is we should not allow our role as mothers prevent us from doing what we're called to do. And you know what it is. You know what it is. No one knows it but you, but you know deep down inside your heart what is that thing that is tugging your heart? What is that thing that you've always wanted to do? Okay? We need to get to it. We need to do it. We need to do it. So, the first thing is to discover what it is that you want to achieve. What is that thing that you've always wanted to achieve? What is that thing that is tugging your heart? What is that thing that is at the other side of fear? You need to discover it and you need to chase it. You need to find it because we have a limited time on earth and what we're brought here for, we have to do it. We need to do it. Think about it this way. Imagine fear disappears. Imagine you didn't have all this fear. You didn't have the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, and all those things I listed at me. Imagine you didn't have fear at all. What is that thing that you would achieve? What is that thing bubbling inside you that is screaming to come out? For some of us, it's going back to school. For some people, it's starting a business. For some people, it's starting a course. For some people, it's registering online to do a program. For some people, it's starting a YouTube channel. For some people, it's going to the gym, making that conscious effort to take better care of themselves. For some people, it's relationships. Oh my God, relationship, that's a big one. Some people need to end certain relationships. Some people need to end certain friendships. Relationships or friendships that are not helping you, that are pulling you down, that are toxic, that are destroying you. Some people need to end it. But because of the fear of the unknown, they stay comfortable in a toxic relationship. They stay comfortable with a toxic friendship. Some people need to start a new relationship. You need to form new friendship. You need to form friendship with those that will elevate you, those that would speak to your life, those that will inspire you, those that would push you in a positive direction. Some people need to start new relationships and new friendships. But the fear of, oh, I don't want her to judge me. The fear of, oh, I don't want to look uncool. I don't want to look this way. Is preventing you from reaching out to that person and asking, please, or asking, or being intentional about friendships. You need to be intentional about the circle of people you have around you. You need to be intentional about that. If people around you are not inspiring you, they're not encouraging you, they're not pushing you to be better, you need to review that circle. You need to review it. Whatever it is, you need to do it. You need to do it. We need to live our lives intentionally. We can't coast through life. Imagine that you're a boat or you're a ship and you're just drifting without any particular destination. That means you're coasting. That means you're coasting through life. We need to drive this boat or drive our ship intentionally. Where is the destination you're going? What is the vision you have? What is your plan for the next 10 years? How do you plan to retire? These are questions that you need to ask yourself and make a plan and be intentional on how you achieve it. I think it was this poem by Invictus, William Henley. The poem is called Invictus. It's by William Henley. And it says, I am the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. We need to be the master of our fate and the captain of our soul. We need to control the rudder of our ship and steer it to the destination we desire. No one is going to do this for us. No one is going to help us. Your loved ones can help you in this situation. Your children can help you. Your spouse can help you. The only person that can take control of the rudder of your ship is you. The only person that can steer your ship to the destination you desire is you. So, the beautiful thing is we've got time. At least it's never too late to start. It's never too late to take control of our lives. So, my advice today is to be the master of your fate, be the captain of your soul. Take the rudder of your ship and steer it to the destination you desire. What is the thing at the other side of fear? What is that thing bubbling inside your heart? What is that thing tugging the strings of your heart? Screaming, trying to come out, but you've been suppressing it because of fear. Whatever that thing is, you need to discover it and you need to bring it out. Face your fears, conquer it. Do not allow fear win. Face your fears, conquer it, and win. Thank you for joining me today on Morning Enjoyable.